the why that leads with belief, and it's like the power that moves us to the next level. Then Meredith shared that a true leader not only knows, leads, but show the way. And that's what you do every day. And then we have the incredible leaders sharing about the light system that we have in Lightwave, which is incredible. And this afternoon, you're going to hear even more incredible stories. Like you're going to see our leaders in True Action sharing their best practices and how they are building incredible teams. Are you ready for this afternoon? And now I have the pleasure to introduce you one of the most incredible persons that I have the honor to work with. She is in one of the toughest positions in Lightwave. But in my 23 years of experience in direct sales, I never met someone that is so committed and helpful to our brand partners. She is leading a tough team, but a team that is protecting the company, that is looking for the best interests of every one of us. And she's always finding ways so you can keep sharing your testimonials, your stories, and the incredible results and experience that we have with Lightwave, but always keeping us compliant. She is a wonderful mother of 5 and a beautiful wife for 37 years. They've been together since they've been in high school, and they have 11 grandchildren together. She has an experience and a beautiful background. Listen to this. For working in government agencies to having franchises of cookies, pretzels, and yogurt. And then moving to direct sales. She always had her heart for direct sales because her mom led her into believe in direct sales since she was a little girl. And now she knows that her heart and her passion is to help all of you. Let's give a huge round of applause to our incredible Julie from Compliance.
Thank you so much, you guys. Just that standing ovation for Compliance after lunch. I was like, okay, after lunch, we get to hear from Compliance. So I hope you don't take your after lunch nap, because what I have to say is really, really important. So today what I'm going to do is touch on some really high points. There's a lot of times in my career where, we go through a very similar script. But today, I wanted to specialize it a little bit for Lightwave and hopefully give you guys some information that, is helpful and that you can take it and spread it onto your teams. So one thing I want to say first is I understand, and as I've talked to many of you over my career, that it takes so many contacts before you actually attract a customer and a brand partner. Then that customer or that brand partner comes in and they are so excited to share. And they go and share, and within 2 weeks in the company, what happens? They get a call from Compliance. And then the leader's calling us and going, oh my goodness, they were so excited, now they're deflated. And so I'm hoping what we can do is prevent some of that with some of the education that I'll give you today. So first of all, I want you to know that Compliance is here to be your partner. As Shirley said, I was raised in this space. My mom participated in direct sales as I was growing up. And so I do know how hard you work. I do know what it takes to get a customer or someone to join your team. I have that in my heart. But at the same time, I also have in my heart, how do I keep not only the company safe, but how do I keep you all safe. And that's really, really important to me to keep you safe. So as Shirley said too, I worked in government. Now, how many of you guys, okay, you don't have to show me with a raise of hands or anything, but how many of you guys have had like several people just pass you on the freeway? And the next thing you know, you're thinking, okay, I'm going the average speed. It's, yeah, I'm going 10, 15 over, but people are passing me. I can go this fast. And then all of a sudden, you've got the red and blues behind you, and they're pulling you over, and you're going, wait a minute. I was just going a little bit faster than everybody else. A lot of times what compliance will get is we'll get calls, and we'll say, hey, but so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so is doing the exact same thing I just did. Or, are you picking on me? Are you picking on my team? I just want you guys to know that no, we are not targeting people. We do have an outside monitoring tool, and that monitoring tool is picking up what is getting the most traction on social media. And when that post pops up on our radar, that's when that call is going to happen to say, hey, let me educate you, and this is where we're going, is let me educate you on how to either edit that post, or there may be times where you just can't edit it, and we'll ask them to remove it to keep the company safe. We're really just there to protect all of you. I always look at it as compliance is your cruise control on keeping you safe from regulatory bodies. A lot of people, too, will say, what do I need to be protected from? And first of all, there's two things I want you to know. Freedom of speech. I get that all the time. Hey, I have my freedom of speech because this is true. This is a true story. Now, when a regulator thinks, oh, wait a minute, you make a profit off of what you just said, now you've fallen into what they call commercial speech. And commercial speech is regulated. And they look at, is your truth an exaggeration? Is it false? Is it misleading to the consumer? And does it represent what a typical distributor would experience? So those are like 4 of the tips. Just keep those in mind. So to protect you from those regulators and to protect our brand, we have to make sure that what we say is truthful, not misleading, not exaggerated, and it's what you're representing is what a typical distributor would see. So that is really what we want to go through. So the goal, again, is to protect the brand and also to protect you. So where are the danger zones? So the danger zones right now are posts that turn into medical claims, statements that become income or lifestyle claims, international activity that can potentially create risk, and even like when you're in your social media, there are comment sections. I don't know, we've seen some fictitious activity on Facebook, and we see people trying to lure our brand partners into making probably some medical claims that are not compliant. So sometimes liking those claims, that type of thing, can get us into, a little bit of trouble. So we want to stay clear of medical claims, income or lifestyle claims, and we'll walk through this a little bit more. So let's talk about medical claims really quick. Our patches are what we call a general wellness product. And general wellness products are really to promote and maintain and support a healthy body. The minute you go below that and you're curing an ailment, even if your story is true, if the typical distributor won't have that same result, it's a medical claim. It can even be a medical claim if it does, and we don't have the proper registration and studies for that. So to stay in the safe zone, we would like to say, here are some examples of things that may feel harmless but really aren't. And these are also phrases that we see. My inflammation has completely gone away. It fixed my hormones. It cured my neuropathy. My doctor was shocked It helps with diabetes or arthritis. It reversed my condition. It works better than my prescriptions. Remember, everybody's body is different, and this is why our regulators care about this. But you can share how you feel. Instead of like, it fixed use language like, I personally noticed a difference, or this has supported my wellness, or I have more stamina, I have more energy. It could be, my experience was positive. I always say, bring your energy into everyday living. When you're talking about the products, talk about how your life may have possibly changed based on how you feel and activities that you can now do, that type of thing. Stay away from disease, because the minute you go into disease, now we're in the danger zone. All right, some storytelling traps and miracle stories. So what we see is, sometimes we see, and you guys have probably all seen it, if those who are on social media, some really dramatic before and after photos. Super, super dramatic. Again, even if it's true, would the typical distributor see that? A lot of times what our regulators are really more concerned about too is someone delaying critical medical care and not getting what they need from a medical perspective, and going to alternative methods, and it harms them. So that's why they're really, really concerned, especially with these dramatic pictures and stories. So just, and again, here's some risky examples. I used to be depressed, now I'm fine. I was bedridden, now I'm running. No more meds. So even if it's true, we've got to be careful. I know all of you want to help your customers and brand partners. Your hearts are in the right places. But even if it's true, we have to be very careful that we don't create an implied claim that could cause a medical outcome. Safe ways to share transformation is to focus on consistency, which we've heard a lot of today, mindset, general wellness, and results vary. All right, let's talk income and lifestyle claims. This is another one that can get really, really tricky. And a lot of people are like, well, we want to talk about the opportunity. You can talk about the opportunity. In fact, I have a cheat sheet for all of you. At the ends of each aisles, there's an infographic. If you guys want to take one and pass it along your row, it will give you some tricks and topics that you can talk about, and the ones that we're asking you to avoid. It will also give you disclaimer language that you can use when you're talking about the opportunity, because as you've seen this morning, you don't want to totally not talk about the opportunity. You can talk about the opportunity, but we want to make sure that we do it safely. So here you have what to avoid. Financial freedom, quit your job, 6 figures. Anyone can do this. This is easy. You'll be paid weekly. My team is exploding. Join now. Now, I know some of you guys are probably looking at that going, but they can be paid weekly. But does every brand partner, the first time they come in, get a weekly paycheck? Is that what the typical distributor would see? So those are the types of things we have to ask ourselves as compliance professionals. You guys, when you're done with this, you're going to be a compliance professional yourself. So you can share that there is an opportunity. You can't suggest income is guaranteed, typical, or easy. This is just something that, they look at that and they say, okay, is that false and misleading? Just so you know, that's what the regulatory bodies are concerned about. The safest approach is to speak with integrity. This is a commission-based business. The results may vary. It takes effort and consistency. I'm proud of my progress and I've worked for it. There were a lot of very compliant claims that I heard earlier today too, talking about the opportunity, so congratulations. I really, really appreciate how cautious the speakers were, and they did so well. Another thing that comes up, and a lot of people are like, oh, this is so hard, especially when it comes to lifestyle claims, which are income claims in disguise. So if you're posting something that's representing your business and it looks luxurious, and you're talking about the patches, you're talking about the company, or you're saying thank you to LifeWave, even if it's true, Sometimes it can look like it's false and misleading or it's enticing a consumer. You guys, these aren't just US regulations, by the way. This is pretty universal across the world where regulators are concerned about false and misleading statements enticing brand partners to come into the business and not getting that result. And they really worry about that. So best way to do a lifestyle is be authentic, avoid exaggeration, avoid pairing luxury with join my team type pressure. Again, the key word here is enticement. Avoid implying that it's typical. If it's not typical, if like 50 to 80% of your team isn't experiencing it, it probably isn't typical. So you want to be very, very, very careful there. Also, another thing that we're seeing, that we can see, is like on websites and sometimes even on Facebook pages and Instagram handles, we'll see someone say, just LifeWave or senior director at LifeWave or something like that. What that does is it implies that you're representing something from corporate. You guys are all independent business owners. And because you're independent business owners, this is your business. We're giving you the opportunity to have that business. I want you to represent that you are an independent brand partner on those pages. You can even put your rank and title under independent brand partner. I think sometimes we forget to put that on there. And then whatever you say, that people may be confused that it came from corporate and it didn't come straight from you, but it came from corporate. And that drives a lot of calls to customer service, to compliance. And so if you put independent independent brand partner on your handles in social media, on your Instagrams, then people understand, oh, this is their business. And what you're representing is coming from you and the business that you're building. All right, here's the comment section that we talked about. It can create a compliance issue. So your post may be compliant, but the comments cannot be. Like, you post something general, like, feeling amazing today. Is that compliant? Yes. Yes, that's totally compliant. And then someone drops in the comment, so does this help with arthritis, diabetes, anxiety, cancer? And if you respond, yes, DM me. What did you do? Yeah, you just supported a medical claim. So here's the safe script. I can't speak to medical conditions, but I can share general wellness information with you. Another important tip is, if you go in and say like on all of those non-compliant claims, what does that do? Those who know social media, what does it do? It helps the algorithm, right? And it also helps the algorithm come to my monitoring service, who could definitely come to the regulatory monitoring service, and now we just got this big red flag. So be really careful there because of the way that the algorithms are programmed. Be very careful that you're not unintentionally making a medical claim by liking all the medical claims. All right. This is another one that's been coming up a lot. Meredith is amazing. She is really trying to put guardrails and guidelines together on international activity. What we would like to do is make sure that you are focused on the countries that are on the drop-down on the lifewave.com. If a country is not an authorized business location, we are asking you to kind of hold back on enrolling, recruiting, marketing, until the company says, yes, I think we can offer a little bit of support behind this. The reason I'm asking you to do this is really to protect your own business. And if you start to build somewhere that you're really uncertain in, we can't guarantee you that that business can continue to exist for a long period of time. So I want you guys to be really conscientious about where you're going to build your business. International workarounds will create more work, and I'm just letting you know this. If someone goes in and they say, okay, I'm going to go into this country, it's not in the drop down, now I've got to figure out how to provide logistical support. And I also have to find out, can they pay commissions there? And then I also have to figure out what are they going to do if the country says you can't do business here? Your business can go away pretty quickly. And we really, again, my heart is to protect you, not to hurt your business. And the more information that I can provide to you and the more information the company can give to you to keep your businesses safe. If you have questions, we always say, send something to compliance@lifewave.com. We'll be more than happy to help and work through that with you. Okay, this slide is clean accounts, protect commissions. When I say clean accounts, let me tell you where you're going to get a little bit of a hiccup. If you sign up account, and I've seen this in other companies, not so much here, but you put a credit card and you say, okay, I'm going to put my credit card number on this account. And then all of a sudden they're on an MSO and it just keeps going. Maybe you're just running so fast and furious you're not checking that. And then somebody calls me going, gosh, they've been charging my credit card for these recurring payments. So then again, there's more information that we have to now go, okay, what's going on here? And compliance has to call you. So, and say, what in the world is going on? So placing orders for other people, we do get calls, believe it or not. We get calls from people who say, hey, it looks like somebody's placing orders on my account, and I haven't placed an order for like 6 months. And so then it also causes contention. In another company, I had a woman come into my office in tears, literally in tears, and honestly, my heart just felt for her. But she had been placing orders on her neighbor's account, and her neighbor had just gotten a 1099 because of the amount of purchases she had placed on her account. And it destroyed a lifelong friendship. So again, this is coming from the compliance person who says, I love you all. Please don't do these things and don't hurt your relationships. And I know that your heart is not there. I hate to see people in tears because of, unintentional activities like that, or intentional. Here's some wrap-up questions really quick. I know I only have a few more seconds. So here's some questions just to ask yourself. Would I be comfortable saying this in front of a regulator? Am I implying a medical outcome? Am I implying guaranteed income or results? If the answer is even maybe, let's do a check. Let's do a check with, now the Now site has some checks for you with AI, and it can help with your compliant posts. There are other AI tools out there that you can say, I'm selling a general wellness product, and this is my story I want to say, but I want to say it compliantly. Some of those AI tools will spit out and they'll say, here's the things that you can say, here's the things that you shouldn't say, and do you want me to draft a compliant post for you? So I've tested it out. I've seen it. It does a pretty good job. Now, just so you know, compliance is here to empower you. We want you to be successful. We want you to protect your businesses. So our goal is to help you educate, lead, and share responsibly. Our compliance resources are designed to be easy, transparent, and accessible. We want all of you to feel like you are empowered from a compliance perspective. So what we've done just recently is on the lifewave.com. If you scroll down to the very bottom, there's a tab. This is for the US. US only right now. We are working for our international markets to get something like this as well. But you go to your hub for approved tools, guidance, and training. Right now, there's some really good educational resources on there that you will be able to click. You can train your team to them. You can link to them and send them to someone on your team saying, hey, if they call you and say, oh, I was contacted by compliance and I have to remove this or I have to take this down. And you say, oh, here's a good resource for you going forward. You can link to it now right off of the website. Share these resources with your team. Use them to educate, support, and empower everyone to lead responsibly. Again, we are here to really help you and protect you, and that is our goal. We want to be a partner with you and be part of the fabric of the company. If you have questions, please reach out to compliance at compliance@lifewave.com. Again, we're here to serve you. That is our goal. So thank you so much. After lunch, hopefully nobody fell asleep. I appreciate your support. Thank you.